Oh, it's hot. It's a hot coffee. Good morning, guys. Good morning. What's up, Matthew? How you doing, brother? It's good to see you guys today. It's good to see you guys. I hope the stream goes much better. Um, let me see. Good morning, team. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The stream's okay today. Perfect. So we're back on OBS Studio, so it should be the exact same as before. It should be the exact same as before. I wanted to get on a little bit earlier today. I put the stream was starting, kind of just a backdrop, to make sure everything was up and running good. We still got a little bit of time before we actually even break down the charts or anything. Let's do this though, guys. Let's go to the trading journal. Because I did do a breakdown video yesterday, but I didn't really go over the journal in it. So this is the prop account. This is the journal for the prop account. This was where we were at last week. We started at 50,000, and right now it's at 53,254. We're doing about 2% a trade right now, so we're up 6.5%. So we just need to win two more trades. So if we win today and tomorrow, we'll be funded 50K. But that's kind of where we're at right now with it. The trailing drawdown is locked in right now at 50,000. So we've got, as long as we don't go back to the starting balance, we're fine and we're on our way to hit not take profit, but the profit target. The cash account now. This is day 3 in the cash account. We started 2 days ago at $8,001, and now we're at 8,738. So we're gonna just keep trying to grow this. And see how it does alongside, trying to get funded and whatnot. I just wanted to give you guys the update on the journals, and we'll update it again as well at the end. Good morning, Joshua. How are you doing today? Test your strat today on EUG, UNGJ before London session. Seemed to have worked. Nice, nice. I haven't messed around with this too much on other pairs, but I know this would work on anything. I know it would work on indices, gold, it would work on pretty much anything. And the reason it would work on anything is just because it's just a liquidity based strategy. Basically, meaning if someone could put a stop loss in that market, then it's got the potential to work for sure. That's interesting. So an inverted fair value gap happens before the true break usually. So that could be something to keep an eye on. That could be an extra signal then. That could be an extra signal. Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. We're not. I'm gonna. Honestly, I'll try to give away a funded account in the future. I've seen your comments. I tried to respond this morning to one of them. Um, if we get funded and we start getting payouts, there's no reason I can't get you guys plugged in with some accounts too. But we're gonna wait a little bit before we do that. But I do have that planned for sure to be able to try to get you guys accounts too. That, that show up to the streams and stuff. So it's in store, but I don't have anything right now at this moment. I look tired. Good morning, Michael. Good morning. Good morning, team. Letting everyone get in here. We've got a little bit of time. Oh, man. Okay, we're about to do our TA here in a second. I'm gonna go over the fundamentals actually too. We got about 5 minutes. Um, but let's go over the fundamentals first. We don't really need to do the TA right now, and I'll explain why in a second. Um, so fundamentals, let's refresh this. Came out as projected for Euro, which was actually slightly bearish. You can see it drop 0.25%. Now for US dollar coming out, we've got some news in about 5 minutes. Projected a little weaker for the dollar, a little stronger for the dollar there. So, we'll see how that kind of comes out and how the market reacts. We're just basically going to be focused on technicals. The news that just came out for Euro was slightly bearish, but we have no idea how this press conference is going to play out. So we're just going to jump into our TA. Our TA is going to be super important today. So our bias, we're going to see, we're basically going off liquidity points, and I'm going to draw it on. We only focus on the most recent liquidity points of the 15-minute market structure, and when we basically draw that out, we have a clear picture of what price is doing and then points of interest with price, right? So right now we've got nothing really of interest except this up here, this up here. It's all buy side liquidity right now. For what we're doing and what we're trying to do, we have no sell side liquidity yet. So this is just kind of the areas of liquidity that we're interested in paying attention to right now. There's news coming out in 3 minutes, and we'll get it figured out. Thank you, Pip Sniper. It's good to see you in here. Currently 1 trade away from passing FTMO. Learned a lot. Yeah, no, I'm happy to hear that. You got to tell me when you pass so we can celebrate. I'm 2 trades away from passing right now, so we're gonna come up this year. We're gonna come up this year. Carry a lot of momentum into 2025. It's a good time to be in the markets. The elections and stuff, everything going on, already have gone on, and I think it's just gonna pick up, and it's gonna be a good time to be a trader next couple of years. Yeah, the markets are moving today. They are moving today. So we're just gonna patiently wait for a clear setup to form. It could, if price jumps up here in 1 minute, we'll have a good idea of where we could get into a trade. Because if all this could get swept, we could get a nice pullback. Nice pullback. Well, I'm also 1 trade away from my phase 1. Guys, we're all pretty close then, it seems like, because I'm 2 trades away. You guys are 1 trade away. Are you saying phase 1 like a phase 1 account, or like phase 1 of a 2-phase account? That always confuses me. Mine's only like just 1 step. I just have 1 step. Alright, news coming out soon. All this buy or sell side liquidity has been taken. You guys can see all these areas have already been swept. So we're not looking for them to get reswept or anything like that. Phase 1 out of 2 phases, cool. Yeah, but the second phase is so much shorter, so it's like you're pretty much there. Make sure this is popped up. It's good to see everyone in here. We got a good group of people today. We're on a 4-day win streak. We're gonna try to keep that going. We're gonna see. It's just, I mean, these setups are just so beautiful. I don't know how they've been forming the way they've been forming at this time of day. Sweeping liquidity, giving us such a clear picture of what price is going to do. As long as we wait and as long as we're patient, it's like we can almost sit here and just watch the market form the setup that it wants to make, right? Yeah, you could do phase two in a week. Josh, you know me, I'm risking 2%, but I know that question wasn't directed toward me, but I don't know. I believe a little bit more risk is necessary sometimes. Yeah, Gavin, you got to tell me how that goes. You got to tell me how the test with the 1 to 2 risk reward like that goes. When I look back at my trades, I think like because we've been on a four trade win streak since we started trading this particular entry. We've been trading liquidity anyway, but we've been trading the true break entry. I think a 7.5 pip stop. No, I know a 7.5 pip stop would have worked with all of them. So I'm just gonna keep recording and see how that plays out longer term. Right. The goal is what's it called? To win 3 out of 5 for the week, and we've already won 3 out of 5. So like today and tomorrow, these are purely profit trades, right? We're already locked in for the week, and now what we can try to get is an additional profit and make this week significantly profitable. But we're already locked in for profitability when it comes to we won 3 out of 5 days. So nice, Lewis. I haven't looked at AU in a while. I feel like AU AU came back around when I went on that 2 week losing streak recently. I feel like I don't know if I want to talk about AU. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, yeah, I'd love to hear it. When I'm in a funded account, I haven't thought about that, Joshua. I want to think about it when it comes to what size I'm going to trade in that account. I probably will still trade 2%, in all honesty. I probably will. Yeah, Gavin, the 1 to 4s, just like the way you mentioned it, that tight stop and that bigger take profit, a lot of them hit it. Like my coach, um, or my mentor, he hits 1 to 3s, 1 to 4s, on a daily basis using a strategy. Like this is pretty much his strategy to a T. The only thing he does different is his risk management and his placement, which I'm trying to learn more from him before I try to do tighter stops and all of that. So right now I'm just making it super simple and trying to capture a 15 pip move, but yeah, that's extremely possible. Yeah, New Zealand dollar's a good pair too. I love all 7 major US dollar pairs. I never really got into any other pairs outside of those except for pound yen and gold at one point, but that's a kind of a forex pair. It's got the dollar on the side of it. Nice, yeah. The 1 minute's super accurate when it comes to actually getting that change or that shift from buyers to sellers like fastest, right? Because that's all we're doing too is we're looking just kind of for price to tap, into liquidity, and then for price to turn. But it's like when it comes to turning, we can try to guess where it's going to turn, or we can drop to the 1 minute and we can see exactly when it turns. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm glad to hear it's been working good for you. I feel like all of us stepping into these concepts as a community, we're going to see some good results. I didn't know everyone was in challenge accounts like that though. I love to hear that. You guys have to let me know when you pass. We'll celebrate. So that news for we'll drag it over. We'll try to drag it over. For US dollar came out slightly weak for the US dollar, came out neutral for the US dollar. Oh wait, no, it didn't even come. I'm looking at the forecast. My bad, my bad. Came out slightly weak for the US dollar, slightly strong for the US dollar, and then slightly weak for the US dollar. So it's just kind of mixed across the board. That's why we don't see anything really happening in this 15-minute candle. Um, we just got this tiny, tight little range here. Not too much going on. Guys, let me know in the chat if you guys saw the video yesterday, since I wasn't able to live stream, if that was helpful. And even if we're able to live stream, do you think it's helpful to make a short, like 5-minute video like that to break down the trade? If not, I'm probably just going to stick to the live streams. But I wanted to put it out yesterday mainly for the reason that we weren't streaming. So that's I wanted to still put out the trade breakdown out there, but let me know your guys' thoughts on that. If breakdown videos, like 5-minute breakdown videos for the day are helpful, if they are, it takes me no time at all to just put that together and put it, post it on YouTube. So just let me know. Okay, Josh. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, you guys let me know, even on stream too, if you guys ever, we get to the end of a stream and you guys want me to break down like the trade we took to on the stream, let me know too, and I could break it down in the middle of the stream. I try to explain things as we go, but yeah, just always communicate with me. I'll be able to take care of that. I thought when I saw the news this morning before I got on, when I was going to get my coffee, I was like, "Oh, we're probably going to get into a trade pretty quick," but it's not the case right now. I saw the news for euro at 8.15, the news for the dollar at 8.30, and then a press conference for euro at 8.45. But it looks like we're in a pretty big range. I bet it is big. I bet it's like 34 pips. Which is perfect, honestly, because we want the market to be moving more, because I'm just trying to capture 15 pips. Faster we can capture 15 pips, the better. Right? There is the holidays coming up. With the holidays coming up, if the markets are slower, and like let's say we're in a range like this, Christmas week or something, and we measure the range and it's like 7 pips, or like from even like the high to low of where London, is like 10 pips or whatever, there's no way I'm going for 15 pips, that week with it if it's slower like that. But I'm just going to measure price. I'm not going to not trade. I think there's like New Year's and Christmas, the markets are actually shut down. But, other than that, I'm going to show up and I'm going to be on the charts. We're just probably, if we're going to just check and monitor to see how much the markets are moving, and just kind of take more conservative trades and not try to go for as much if the markets are just so slow, right? But if they give us a setup, we'll take it, and we'll take it just with what it'll give us, you know what I mean? That's not even for like 2 weeks though, when the holidays are around. Yeah, sure. I'm only trading EU right now, so yeah, I'm just trading EU mainly because I'm looking at the market structure kind of more recently from the London kill zone going into the New York kill zone and the London New York overlap happening. So that's mainly my reason. Oh yeah, Josh, that's a good idea. I'll keep that in mind. So that's sometimes how I get like the X posts and the YouTube shorts and all that. Just clip up other stuff. No, Matthew, there's not going to be a live stream during Christmas, because the markets are going to be closed for Christmas. You guys can't see my calendar because the chat's in the way. The markets aren't going to be open, like, it's not going to be tradable even on Christmas on the 25th, which is 2 Wednesdays from now. And then on the 1st, I believe, yeah, so not this next Wednesday, but the 2 Wednesdays after that, the market should be closed. I'm talking about the week of Christmas, like the days before, the days after, and then the days before and the days after New Year's. That's what I'm referring to. We can get on here and say Merry Christmas to everyone though, but yeah, we're not gonna have any trades to take. We're not gonna have any trades to take. Price is going up. Yeah, if we can start to sweep some of these levels, it would be we'll start looking for shorts to carry momentum downward. But at the same time too, once this candle closes in 3 minutes, this will also be at the bottom of our range right now. I'm not gonna draw it on yet because I don't want to confuse anyone and anyone to think that I've actually considered that right now. Because if this candle flips and then goes lower, all I'm gonna do is simply draw my trend lower, right? I'm not gonna consider the pullback because I go strictly off of these candlesticks, the candlestick ranges. Oh man, I'm spilling coffee everywhere. I don't even know how that happened. How is it trading with FTMO guys? Because I'm over in the United States and I never traded with them before. I always traded with like my Forex funds and stuff. So how's their rules and stuff? I'm assuming honestly it's probably great trading with them just because they've been around forever. Got my hat on. And do they offer MetaTrader? If we sweep first level on the false breakout, but then continue up, sweep another level. Yes, yeah. So anytime a false break isn't followed by a true break, we want to wait again. And I'll show you. We're gonna keep this kind of near because we want to pay attention. But like, let's say we're on the 1 minute, Gavin. That's a great question. So let's say we're on the 1 minute and we, just swept buy side liquidity, right? Let's say that's like right here. Now we're looking for a false break and a true break, right? Let's say price, goes up a little higher after sweeping and does this, right? So now we've got right here a false break. We're gonna just draw that on an orange, right? Now if price does not come down and give us a true break, let's make that red. Price does not give us a true break and does this, now we're looking for the whole, because look at right here, this point got swept. And so what we're looking for now is we're looking for the pattern all over again. So we're going to look for, something like this. And then that's still another false break, right? So we've got another false break right here. Let's put that in on orange. And then essentially we just keep waiting and waiting until, like let's say it happens again. Now we're just going to wait for price to make the whole formation. So none of this matters. The only thing that matters now is this piece right here. That's the only thing that matters. All of this stuff in the past, it can be negated. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to think about it. We're only looking for this pattern, and it has to be like this, right? It has to be followed by it. So false break, and then immediately after it has to be followed by a true break, right? Sometimes it can be like, it can be down here. Like it might, take a little bit of time. And like there was a setup the other day we took like that. It might be something like this, but as you can't just like reverse that piece, right? As long as price is still within here, no matter when it happens, you can't, you just don't want to reverse that, right? So I hope that helps explain. You'll see it in action too once we get to that point. This now at the bottom here is a new it's a new low. It's official because this candle switched upwards. The following candle created this low because there's a higher low now. So now we're drawing it on like that. It looks like we're gonna tap into buy side liquidity here soon though. Right now it's neither. I mean, price is moving down right now, but if we start sweeping buy side liquidity, we're gonna start looking for sells. But we're mainly in the middle of two points right now, right? Price might not sweep here at all. I think it will, but let's say price just came down here and then gave us a nice clean true break pattern. We would then be looking for buys, right? So until any liquidity gets swept, we're kind of neutral right now. You're gonna get mixed opinions on daily bias and stuff like that, and if it's beneficial. I think it's all up to the trader. There's some people that can't trade without daily bias. For me, if I'm placing a trade on the 1 minute chart, I don't need a daily bias. The 15-minute bias is the most important to me. But yeah, I think a daily bias for me personally as a trader looking at the higher time frame when I'm entering on a lower time frame has only hurt my trading. But if I place trades on the 1 hour or the 4 hour, of course I'm looking at the daily or the weekly. But on the 1 minute, when I'm just day trading like this, it's super important for me to just look at these two time frames, and then I make my bias based on the type of liquidity that's getting swept. Is it buy side or is it sell side? So we can just honestly type it out here. That way it's a little clearer. Buy side liquidity. And honestly, sell side liquidity can be like a different color or something. Sell side. Okay, we'll just take out that. So, sure, yeah, if this order block holds, like, we're just gonna kind of sit on our hands. That is technically a smart money trap. So, meaning smart money trading like supply and demand. This is smart money supply. Now and when I mean it's a trap, there's people that have put their stops right above there. And so the way I would trade this is if this whole high here gets taken and then we get our pattern, and then now that the stop losses above that order block got taken, now we would be interested in going south, if that makes sense. That would be a smart money trap, something to trade into. That's where because that's such an obvious order block, the institutions know that there's people putting their stops right above here, right? And so right now they might play around like they're gonna respect it, and they might respect it. But there's definitely people putting stop losses above there, and there's a high potential that they get taken, especially since the time of day just changed to the New York kill zone, and we haven't really taken much buy side liquidity yet. You know what I gotta do though? I gotta make that red, and I'm gonna make this green. Try to make things as clean as possible. I think we'll sweep buy side liquidity before we get any setup, and I think price will go shorter. I do. All right, we've got those, and then we're gonna draw on like the false break. Try to have everything like clean for you guys once we draw everything on. And then eventually when we do the true break, we'll just make that blue. Alright, we could delete those. That's good. And now we'll just mark up everything else for you guys to see. Alright, let me read the chat. Yeah, Gavin, it's true. It's a zero-sum game. Every time your stop loss gets hit, someone's collecting that, right? That's one thing I think I said in one of my recent videos. I was like, you guys have to think about it. Every time you lose a trade, it doesn't just disappear out of thin air. That goes into someone's pocket. And that's how it works. Every time retail traders lose, the institution's collecting their money and they're turning around and putting it back into the market to make a bigger trade. Oh yeah, I just found that out. I found out how to draw straight lines, and I've been trading for so long. You just hold shift while you drag it. Um, I've been trying to figure that out for 3 years, and I figured it out like 2 months ago. And it's the only thing I do on TradingView now, as you can clearly see. It will change your life when you figure out how to draw a straight line on TradingView. That's so funny. It took me forever to figure that out. I'm going to draw this up just so you guys can see. That candle did go higher now. We switched directions. So the 15-minute market structure is up right now. Gavin, yeah, for real. I had to use a horizontal ray for the longest time, and I'm sitting here watching people on YouTube draw these lines, and I'm thinking that they're using like some third-party software, because I went through every single tool on TradingView trying to find this straight line, and I couldn't figure it out. It's like, how are these people drawing it? And then eventually, somewhere, someone said, you just gotta hold, it was in a video, I think, you just gotta hold shift, and it changed everything. I would sit there and I would try to draw on my line as straight as possible and like line it up, and it would still never be straight. So the press conference, ECB press conference, has been going on for about 8 minutes now. So we'll probably just see more volume in the market, if anything. Hopefully, coming into New York Stock Exchange open, we start to grab liquidity. We haven't grabbed any liquidity yet today. So they're probably setting up to grab liquidity, but the markets are just setting up for a trade right now, and we're just waiting. That's all we're doing. Josh, the magnet tool. Yes. That was the first thing I learned. Honestly, before I even knew how to get my currency pair on on TradingView, I learned about the magnet. Guys, today's the first official stream that's on both X and on YouTube at the same time. It's both on X and YouTube. I've been super patient all week, and honestly, being on the stream helps a lot because I can just talk to you guys while we wait. Super accountable. What if gold sweep sells had liquidity? On any platform you're on, or any asset that you're looking at, gold, indices, whatever you're looking at, the concept of liquidity is a thing. As long as you're trading something someone could put a stop loss on, you 100% can trade liquidity on any pair, any asset. You just have to know the right time, right? There's a few important factors: time of day for what you're trading. Why does it make sense? Why you should be trading it? Is there high volume? For me, I'm trading the New York kill zone for Euro US dollar. It's literally the London New York overlap. It's the only time of day I should be trading it. And now, not only time, but also like what is your like liquidity can be super discretionary, right? And so if you understand candle ranges and actual market structure, we're not looking at market structure in the sense of, oh, we're trying to identify a trend like this. That's not what I'm looking at, because if we're taught that this is how price moves, but I mean, it might ultimately trend like that, but you're gonna see something like this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and it's like that's what price actually looks like. And so now if you know how to see this in the candles by not looking at the candles emotionally but actually looking at the ranges and see this, if you could do that on any asset, now you have actual points of liquidity that are real, not stuff that we want to be counted as liquidity, like a weekly low or a daily low or a daily high, weekly high, or a session high or low. Like that stuff, right? That doesn't necessarily matter if the surrounding context is negating it, right? And so the candlesticks themselves create the liquidity. And so if you can get the right time of day, you can get the candlestick liquidity, and not just like a session high or low or daily high or low. You're actually going based on a price liquidity. Um, and then you get the right entry. You can use it on any pair. Any pair. Yeah, anytime a high volume, as long as it makes sense with the pair, if you're trading London Open, I can guarantee it's going to be kind of the same concept as long as that pair makes sense to be, traded in London. It's a super simple concept, and it's taken me 3.5 years to get to this point. I really believe that this strategy is where I'm going to be for the next few years. Um, I haven't been able to say that about any other system I've used. I've had some success with other systems. You guys have seen it, but this time I could feel it. It's different. Um, it's super straightforward. It makes sense to me. Like I believe in it. I'm confident in it. Um, and I really started putting my money where my mouth is, starting to trade it on my prop account and cash account, and it's paying off so far. So we're just going to try to stay consistent with it and see how far we can take this, right? How many zeros can we add to the skill set? It's crazy. You're 3 for 3 right now. I'm only 4 for 4 on it right now since we just started it last Friday. But what pair are you trading it on? This is about to be buy side liquidity too. I'm starting to stack buy side liquidity. London Open, pound dollar, and Euro US dollar for New York. Nice. All right, candles have switched direction again. Still in the middle of this range, just kind of waiting, hanging out now. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. It's Subdue Forex, just like the YouTube channel, but all one word, all lowercase. I'm trying to grow that, mainly just for another place to stream. I found that like the software I was using, I could connect both Twitter and YouTube to stream at the same time. So like I think we got like 15 people on YouTube and like 20 over on Twitter right now. So you guys definitely should follow me on Twitter if you're not already. Because I've been posting the more chopped up content on my Twitter and like my charts every day. So breaking down why I got in the trade, whatnot, kind of some of the same stuff I send in the Telegram. I like swing trading. That's gonna be another, like when I say form of business for me, I mean like just another trading account. In the future, like my vision is to like I want to be a full-time trader. And people say, "Oh, you can't, rely on trading full-time." And first of all, like I don't think the way a lot of people think. I think you can trade full-time. I know people that are trading full-time and they don't have a business or anything like that. But for me, I still want to diversify in that respect. So in the future, I'm going to have a swing trading account. I'm going to have a day trading account. I might have an account that I run an EA on. I'm going to have different streams or different businesses um, when it comes to trading and to diversify. But that's in the future. I think right now to get to where we need to go, I think day trading is something you can scale a lot quicker, and I think swing trading is I think it's a more conservative form of trading that can sometimes be more accurate for some people. For me, I'm a more accurate day trader. But people like swing trading because of the higher time frames and they can be more accurate. But I support it. I swung trade my entire second year of trading. This is I'm 3.5 years in, and I swing trade for my first or for all of year two, and I went probably break even all year. Um, so I didn't lose. I didn't lose, but it's it's harder, and I'll tell you the only part about swing trading that is keeping me from it and making me more focused on day trading right now is the timing. Like swing trading is so much harder to time than day trading, right? Because I can show up to day trade at 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. I know there's going to be volume in the market, but sometimes with swing trading, I get in a trade and then it might not move for 2 days, right? We might move sideways for 2 days before price takes off in the direction I said it was going to go. So it's harder to time it for swing trading for me and to pick when the volume's going to kick in. And that's why I'm kind of more focused on day trading, and why I think you can scale it faster is because you're going to know when the volume's going to be in the market. Hey Harris, I'm 24. I'm 24, brother. I'm 24. I've been trading since, what year was 3.5 years ago? Jeez, it was 2020, right? No, it had to have been 2021. Let me see. 22, 23, 24. Yeah, I started trading like I've been in the markets every single week since July 4th of 2021. That's when I started trading. July 4th of 2021. So I'm like 3 years and like 5 months in like a couple days, 8 days. Who's counting? But so yeah, I'm 24 and I've been trading since I was 20, 21. Honestly, if this candle creates a higher low, we're gonna have some more sell side liquidity here. We're not gonna draw it on yet. I just want to show you guys if this candle does not close like that, because it would flip up. But we got 10 minutes. Anything can happen in 10 minutes. But we would create a tighter range. We would create a tighter range for sure. And those of you who are on the Twitter stream, if you're not subbed to me on YouTube, sub. Everything's free on this channel. We're just a live trading community, and that's how you guys can support me. Just sub into the channel. That way you guys can keep coming back to the streams. Let me see something, because I wonder if I'm missing the X chat. If there's like a would work. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We keep it open. You got the match trader account waiting for a trade. What do you mean the SMT? You mean like the smart money trap? Oh, the divergence. Um, I used to look for correlation between pairs, especially like the dollar index and the euro US dollar, but the thing is too, like that's going to be delayed. If you see the dollar index go up like crazy, and it's not necessarily a signal for euro to go short because euro is probably going short like crazy at the same time. So I found it was just kind of delayed. I found that the less I can have going on, the better I was going to be, at executing. So like one pair, one trade a day, really one time frame. I mean, we've got two time frames, but we execute only on one and we base our entry only on one time frame. So I try to keep as little as possible going on. That way we could just take one beautiful trade every day and just try to focus on that. The best time is going to be based on how the liquidity is being swept, right? It could be swept earlier on in your trading day. It could be swept later on. It could be swept in the middle. But once liquidity is swept, the best time frame to enter on, in my opinion, and what we've been seeing is the 1 minute and looking for a very specific entry. But right now we're in the middle of a range. Liquidity is not being taken. I'm surprised with the news coming out. Um, it seemed like a heavy news folder morning, but you can see we've been trading for it's been almost 40 minutes, and we just kind of been sitting in the middle here. Price hasn't showed its hand yet. So super interesting, but we waited Monday and Tuesday. Yesterday was the only day it was super quick, and I almost missed the trade trying to fix the stream. But Monday and Tuesday it was we waited 2 hours for our trades, but we won them both and it paid off for sure. But we definitely sat around for a while. We definitely did. But we've got plenty of time. We've got until 10:30, so like an hour and 20 minutes for price to actually set up. I think it will. I think, once 9:30 comes around, we'll start to see price, target to grab some liquidity because of the New York Stock Exchange opening and all of that. So we just kind of wait and hang out until then. This is probably one of the more beneficial parts of the stream too, because if you guys are trading too right now, just sitting around and waiting by yourself, you're gonna want to get in something. So you gotta just sit here and hang out with us and talk while we wait. Keep each other accountable for not crashing out. It's the last thing we need to do. Sit in silence and crash out. I'll move this here though, because that candle hasn't closed, so that doesn't need to. But price is going lower, so this is not going to be. This point right here is not going to be a new low. I'm about to go make another coffee though. I'm gonna do that while I have time because I might not be able to do that again later. So I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna leave everything on. So if I'll keep my phone on me and watch the chart while I make the coffee. So if price just spikes up to liquidity, I'll be right back. Just see me running through the room. How many coffees do I drink? 2. I drink 2 a day. usually first thing in the morning, and that's it. That is it. I saw price dropping. I had to hurry back. So, I mean, there's a lot of pent up liquidity up here. So we could definitely see price come upwards and target all of it. Definitely doesn't have to, but if we sweep sell side liquidity and then we get a nice entry, price could definitely have room to go back up because all it's been doing is sweeping sell side, sell side, sell side. Haven't even seen it swept buy side once. Even like bigger picture right here is sweeping. We're not interested in that. We're only interested in the immediate. So too much of a problem we can have is focusing on stuff that's too far to the left or too much in the bigger picture sometimes with our trading, when it's so important to just focus on the immediate price action. Like what is happening right now. That's it. That's the only thing that matters. We can look to the left, we can zoom out, we can do all these different things, but it's like people are making decisions, based on stuff over here sometimes, and it's like that doesn't matter anymore, right? It mattered like back then, but it's like right now, what is happening right now? You know what I mean? You start to focus on what's happening right now instead of oh, it's tapping into this zone from 2 weeks ago. It's like that doesn't matter right now though. You know, if price is bullish on the 15 minute, 1 minute, but you have a reason to sell from 2 months ago, it's not going to stop being bullish or switch directions just because of something like way over to the left. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's my opinion though. Price is continuing to drop lower, so this is still our range that we're in right now. We're just going to keep waiting. Looks like it's headed for sell side though. It did respect that order block. Is it going to go all the way now? We'll see. It did not give us the smart money trap, and it did not sweep that liquidity that we wanted it to, so we have no reason to have been in the move. The order block's a form of internal liquidity, but it's not a form of me taking a trade. We're nearing the bottom here though, and 930 is about to come out. So if we could take sell side liquidity like around 930, before 930, and then probably play into the New York Stock Exchange opening, and especially like the 10 o'clock hour, that's probably when we'll get our move. Price has been setting up for a trade. It just hasn't even initiated the first phase. Like liquidity has not been taken for what we're looking for the trade to even happen today. We've just been inside of a range. I've heard it said before, unless you're trading around swing points, like there's no other place to it. And this guy's actually a good trader, but he was saying like unless you're taking trades around swing points, there's really no reason to be trading. And I mean, you could have taken a short off this order block, but it's like, how many times though is the order block going to work only after the liquidity's been taken from it? Have you guys taken any trades while we've been hanging out? Are you guys waiting too for your setup? Still waiting? It's a good thing to wait. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to wait. Good morning. No, you haven't missed anything yet. We're just inside this range right here, and we've got tons of buy side liquidity above us and just a little bit of sell side below us. We're just waiting for liquidity to be swept right now. You haven't missed anything. We're just waiting for our trade. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and I was talking about trading psychology and waiting, for a good setup and stuff like that. And I was saying a lot of people will tell you, especially on YouTube and especially people trying to teach you, and I've bought and taken multiple courses in trading, and a big part of them, they talk about trading psychology. Now, is it important? Yes. But is it 90% of trading? Absolutely not. It's probably a good 30% of trading, and a lot of people would disagree with me, but the truth is that significant other part of trading, which is actually having a good system, it doesn't matter if you can stick to your strategy, if you have the best psychology in the world. If you don't have a legitimate edge in the market doesn't care about your psychology. We were talking about it, and we were like, I don't remember the last time the market asked me if my psychology was good for the day. The market doesn't care, right? The market is just moving how it moves. And the only way that you're going to pull money from it isn't if you have a good mindset. The only way you're going to pull money from it is if you have a profitable edge that you execute on. And of course, it takes psychology to execute your edge and not break your rules. But we were having this conversation and we were saying, the people think that they break their rules because their psychology is bad, but their psychology is bad is because their rules don't work, right? It's not hard to stick to your rules if your rules are making you money. But all the times that I've personally blown up trading, it's been from going on a bender and losing 30 trades in a row following my trading rules, and then I'm just like, you know what, this isn't working, so let me try to make it all back. And it's like, but if you're following a system that works and you're making money from it, it's not hard to follow your trading rules. And so people negate that and they try to say that it's all psychology. And it's important, but I mean, if your rules are making you money, if your rules are working, if you're actually seeing it work, you're not going to have a problem following it, right? Because it's enjoyable, you like it. There's no reason to crash out. So, yeah, I'll check it out. I'm not gonna take any other pairs setups, but I'll definitely check those two pairs out. Let's add that here. We'll just put it on the chart. Oh yeah, you're probably talking about right here. And then on the 1 minute, you got a false break right here. And then I want to try to track it. Kind of happened. The entry probably right here happened on this trade, probably happened right on that candle. And I mean, if we were doing, I mean, that would be a big 15 pip stop and target. But yeah, you guys see that's where the institutions get in, right? They get in on that true break. That's why you see the last 4 days, every single trade we've taken hasn't even, really drawn down much. Like, that's why I think Gavin's saying he could, put a 7.5 pip stop on there. I mean, I'm being probably a little more aggressive by trying to give it a lot of breathing room. But I mean, that's the concept right there. Yeah, the fact that you identified that, Lewis, that's exactly what we were looking at, right? It's the same concept right there. I didn't draw on all the wick candles. I was just looking at it because I can see it. But that's essentially like how that trade would play out. That's the same concept, 100%. So yeah, that's super accurate right there. I mean, we've got time to kill because price is still playing around in the middle here. We've got, I mean, I can imagine here in about 6 minutes some price will start to reach for liquidity, but right now it's not. So we'll go to AU. Yeah, AU had the setup too. I'll show you guys. I can see it. I can see it right here, because it made that pullback. Yeah, people. This is why. What did I just do? This is why we got to pay attention to the candles, right? Because we probably wouldn't have seen that otherwise. And now that was clear as day too. This liquidity swept right here. And then we got a, let's see where the actual break happened. I'll draw it on because we've got time. That's a false break. False break. Keep getting false breaked. Honestly, we might have had a late entry unless this was, no, that didn't break. But actually it broke both, like right here. So we would have got in on this candle right here because that gave the false and true break. So yeah, same thing on AU. Would have shorted about right there. That would have been the AU trade. Zoom back in, get lock back in. So now that price, we could potentially reach the buy side liquidity, and the reason I'm saying that is because you guys can see down here, price has failed to make a new low, and quite frankly, when price reaches to make a new low and then pulls back like that, it could be a sign that price isn't about to go lower, at least not right now. It's not a rule of thumb though, but it's something to pay attention to when price almost makes that low, but it doesn't. London Open was like 3 a.m. I don't even know how I would do it though, honestly. Where did you get in for what did you get in on GU at London Open? What time? It looks like it had a good setup during New York already though too. You could see the price action right here, and then look what happened right here. Swept. And then we drop to the 1 minute. What happens on the 1 minute? We get a true break. True break would probably be, I don't want to hang out here too long and draw everything on, but it would be, I'll draw it up here. Mess that up kind of. Oh well. Yeah, the true break would have been on that candle. It still would have worked. We would have got in here. It seems late, that's why I give it some breathing room, but yeah, this trade would have hit. That would be GU on the New York side of things, but let me see on London 15-minute sweep liquidity. Oh, you're talking about like this sweep up here and then it dropping? So that would be more like 2:30, like a half hour before though. All right, let's go back to EU because I think it's starting to move. 2 minutes and New York Stock Exchange opens. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, there must have been a true break on the 1 minute after that. So, oh, if you caught that trade, that was probably a phenomenal sell. For sure. For sure. Okay, watch this now. So in 1 minute here, you see how this candle is not going any lower. This is going to be considered sell side liquidity too. In 1 minute though, in 1 minute. So don't take that as sell side liquidity yet. If it closes lower in the next 50 seconds, we're taking that off. Dang it. Dogs are going crazy. They're going nuts. Alright, yeah, it's looking like that's going to be sell side liquidity though. Feels like we're trading on a Friday. But honestly, that price is moving a lot more than it would on a Friday, typically. Alright, so this is officially sell side liquidity in my eyes. We're going to keep that there. We're closing the range, so you can see it failed to go higher, failed to go lower. Now we're just kind of stuck. And now once we get unstuck and price reaches for either these lows or these highs, we'll have an idea of where we can go next. So that's why we're just going to wait. It's 9:30 now, New York Stock Exchange open. We've been looking at the charts for an hour. We've got 1 hour left for our setup to form if we're going to take a trade today. Okay. I used to never be able to wait like this in trading. I would be in a trade in the first 10 minutes of turning the chart on. For real, my whole first year of trading, every time I go onto the chart, I would, go into trade in the morning. And if I said I was going to trade at 8 o'clock and I got on the chart at 7:30, I would be taking a trade by 7:35. So it takes a while to just be able to wait. And like I said too, once you're actually like your rules actually are working too, it definitely helps you wait. Like some. Yeah, you guys can't see the Christmas lights behind me. Around the bookshelf. Keep the mic. Oh no. I don't know why I clicked on Word. Okay. This kind of feels how like Monday and Tuesday was. Monday, I don't know if you guys remember, I think that was the day where we didn't have a setup form until 7 minutes before our trading hours ended. The recent bearish candle is a high. Because I'm only looking for like the swing highs and the swing lows. Oh, did you read The Market Wizards? That's such a great book. It's like 700, 800 pages long, but I read the entire thing and it's worth it. That's a good book. Oh, I mean this actually we're moving upwards now, but this is not a high yet. Um, some types for trading psychology. I'm not reading any like trading books right now, but The Best Loser Wins by Tom Haggard is better than Trading in the Zone, in my opinion. You probably read Trading in the Zone. If you haven't, read it. It's a very good book on psychology. The stuff I said about psychology doesn't mean psychology is not important. It's just more important to have a good, a profitable edge. And psychology means nothing without a profitable edge, but I think psychology enhances a profitable edge. But Trading in the Zone, 100%, one of the best books for psychology. Market Wizards, the best book for getting inside the head of an actual trader and actually believing that it's possible. When you read Market Wizards, you see the things that people have actually done and you know it's possible, so that makes you keep going, makes you want to be able to do it. And then Tom Haggard, The Best Loser Wins, that is one of the best books when it comes to getting rid of some limiting beliefs in your trading. If you want to get rid of limiting beliefs and be able to just see the markets from like a veteran standpoint, The Best Loser Wins is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, trading book. Man, I love to hear that. That's serious right there. That's not it's not a small book. So I mean, that's dedication right there. You know, everyone knows about the book Market Wizards, but I haven't met until now another person that's finished the whole thing. I've known so many people, you know, that I used to be closer to that would get it after I told them about it. They would read 100 pages and they would stop. And I mean, there's stuff to this day that I keep in mind that I read in Market Wizards. I mean, if you remember the part about Ed Secoda or Secoida or something, I forget his name. Ed Secoda, that's his name. That guy was doing thousands of percent returns, thousands of percent. Now that's not like when people you tell people that that's possible, they like laugh and they think, oh, you know, like they have limiting beliefs, right? But you read Market Wizard and you're like, this guy did it. He turned, you know, a couple $1,000s into millions, right? And people don't like. I always say, if you don't believe for it, you're not gonna get it, right? You're gonna often get what you believe for, or you're gonna have the potential to get what you believe for, but there's no potential to get something that you don't believe is possible, right? Even after, I mean, this is the New York Stock Exchange open candle. Nothing's even happened yet. Nothing's even happening. Yeah, it's super easy because it's interview style, so you can go through it pretty quick. Another, it's a textbook that I've got halfway through. It's more recently. I kind of landed where I've landed with my trading and stuff about halfway through it. But this is the Lumni Trades ICT 2022 mentorship, the Smart Money Guide to Full ICT Day Trading Model. She did a great job in condensing it. If you have to have some trading background, otherwise it's not going to make sense. Some background in ICT, otherwise it's not going to make sense. But she did a great job, and you know it's all up to date. It's very recent. It's got tons of chart examples with like modern charts, not like those line charts and stuff like that back in the day. Um, she did a great job at condensing his concepts into this textbook. But if you guys ever ask me how I feel about, you know, ICT concepts, I think they work. I think they're valuable. I mean, people like want to go back and forth online all day about, oh, like, cause I see, I mean, I'm in the trading industry pretty actively, and I see, you know, all the stuff people say about ICT. There's people that, you know, are, you know, gurus or whatever that were like supposedly successful trading, and they just like say, oh, ICT is a liar. And it's like, that's not true. Like, I don't think any successful traders ever trade exactly the same way, right? Like, you know, people can make money a million different ways trading. And so ICT might not work for someone, it might work for someone else. The concepts are valid though. Like whether they're traded properly and profitably by someone, that's up to the individual. But the concepts, they work. They 100% work. Um, they're 100% real. The algorithm that, you know, controls the markets run by the institutions, it's real. Like there's no way that it's like, if you want to, like, someone wants to debate that there's not an algorithm that's going and sweeping liquidity all the time and taking stop losses, how else can you explain 95% of people losing? That number is so large and so high. It's a statistical improbability with how many people there are trading, right? 95% is not an accident. People always say that to statistic and they're thinking about it in terms of, oh, trading's hard because 95% of people lose. I think about it as, no, 95% of people are losing because it's very, very premeditated what they're doing. Now, people online write it off as, you know, 95% of people lose because of trading psychology, and then they try to, you know, teach you how to have better trading psychology and get you to buy their course so that they can explain that you're not thinking the right way. It's not true. There's not 95% of people constantly thinking the wrong way. That's just not true. Like we've got brilliant individuals that are in the markets, that are extremely intelligent, and they lose still. Like if you know, there's these people like they could be an engineer, right? And they could be the top of you know, of their industry, and then they can go into retail trading, and they can be just as much a part of the 95% of people that lose. But they have a disciplined lifestyle. They have positive, you know, thoughts. They're constantly reaffirming the right things in their life, but they still lose. Why? It's because it's not 95% don't lose because of trading psychology. 95% lose because they're targeting stop losses. And I mean, people can agree or disagree, but it's statistical improbability that that many people lose, and that many people are bad. And for people to write it off as psychology, it's I think it's just insane, just insane. How much do I risk every trade? I risk. So I have a high risk tolerance when it comes to my cash account. I actually read this in Market Wizards, so it's funny we're talking about it. I risk 4.5% in Market Wizards. There's one interview in which a guy says, he's like, listen, you know, you want to go risk 1 to 2%, you know, if you're trading someone else's money, or if you're, you know, trying to go a little bit slower, and trying to learn the skill set. He's like, but once you've learned it, as long as you don't ever risk more than 5% in any trade idea, you're gonna be good. So I kind of go by that model with my cash account, um, and like I don't really have plans on changing it, even when the account gets bigger and bigger. That's my risk tolerance, 4.5% a day to make 4.5%. Um, and then for the prop account, I just risk 2% to make 2% because that's kind of how it's set up with the rules. Why you not count the recent bearish candle as a high? Yeah, it's because it's not a swing high. It's a high of that candle, but it's not the swing high. Look at this. We're looking at the candles from this perspective, and so this high that you're referring to is like in the middle of this range. We're just looking at the extremes. That's all we're looking at. With price failing to go lower here, if it sweeps buy side liquidity, we could definitely have a straight drop, right? Because there's still probably traders, how we were talking about earlier, that were playing off this order block. And now what happens, right? If someone's trading supply and demand right here and they're in this supply, they're targeting right here, right? They're going to target that low. That's just how supply and demand works, right? And so if that's the case, their stop losses, oh gosh, are right above this order block, right? We'll just draw it on. I know the charts are kind of messy right now. Their stop losses are right above this order block. They were probably holding or setting and forgetting. A lot of these guys probably placed limit orders for that supply block, and what's happening is they're probably out, you know, playing pickleball right now, and their stop loss is about to get taken, and it didn't go fully to take profit. That's probably what happened to a lot of people trading that block right there. They set a limit order, they set and forget, they put their take profit all the way down here, and they're gonna get back just to see that it missed by 2.5 pips. Kevin. This is why we're patient. This is why we wait. This is why we're in front of the charts. Buy side liquidity is being swept. I gotta focus now. All right. So we're tapping into two different important areas here. Let's go back to the 15-minute just so we can see, because this candle's closing. We're drawing on price going higher here, right? Because it's continuing. The wicks are continuing higher. We'll make sure we get that locked in exactly when this candle closes. And then we're going to be looking for the pattern here, guys. False break to true break. We've been waiting over an hour to even get to this point where we're looking at the 1 minute. Gavin, that's so funny. I was like trying not to make myself laugh, and then I saw your comment, and I was like, no, that's too funny. All right, so you can see now, officially popped out of the top here. Let me make sure that's drawn onto the high. I knew all this buy side liquidity was being built up. You guys can see it. We're gonna take as much of it as we need, and then we're gonna look for that nice pullback, that short. So let's zoom in. Let's get ready. Now it's going to be a little bit more interesting. Now we can't leave the room. We're on the 1 minute. We're on the 1 minute chart now. I told you guys right around 9:30 we're gonna look for, you know, liquidity to be taken. That's exactly what it did. It started to tag liquidity. All right, we'll zoom in. Stay locked in. Let me do this. It was like my E8 account timed out. Okay. You're long GU, 1% up. Nice, nice, Sherry. We'll look at GU probably in a little bit again. It's taken, we've gone and tagged 4 areas of liquidity right now. Price is buying at an aggressive rate. Now, if the institutions give that false break into the true break, they're going to fake everyone out. And people think buys are happening. They think we're going to switch on an uptrend and then just sweep everyone. Let's see though. So basically what we want to be drawing on is right here. This is what we're looking at right now. This is what we've been waiting for all morning. You see though, people start to see stuff like this and then they but they don't read candles. So if you're reading candles, like you see, we're still in an uptrend. Still in an uptrend. I'll try to do that frequently, guys. I'll try to like show you guys this without the candles. That way you can see like, why are we still waiting? Why are we still waiting? Isn't it going to go short soon? It's like it doesn't have to go short until it actually tells us it's going short. There's a method to the madness. Honestly, I feel like I just saw it recently, but once you see it, I feel like you can't unsee it. I mean, we even looked at all these other pairs today, and it was like, it just the same things happening on all of them, at least pairs with the US dollar that we looked at. So eventually, too, we'll probably run, you know, once we, like, we'll probably run one pair on one account, another pair on another, and try to diversify and see which pair performs better. For the meantime, though, I'm just staying locked in with Euro. We're not changing anything anytime soon. But it's like we see that it clearly works on other pairs now. Or even if I trade Euro and you guys trade like GU in the morning or NU, or, you know, I honestly want to try it on US dollar CAD. But I'm gonna wait a little bit before I do that. But that's kind of what I want to do. That's the next pair I want to trade it on, is US CAD. Because US dollar and Canadian dollar during the New York kill zone, I mean, that would be perfect. Alright, so right now, guys, we're just looking for the false break. I'm so happy that the stream's working today. I was pretty bummed out yesterday. There's no more guessing, guys, when it comes to trading. No more guessing. That was technically a new high. So technically our false break would be below here now. Why? It's because that candle, that low is 077, this low is 078. So it's a tenth of a pip higher, meaning that we're focused on that high right now, and this is a new valid low. Look it, guys, look. This is why we wait. Price has not switched direction yet. You know what they're doing though, and it's going to make our trade even better, is they're trying to take stop losses. They might go up, they might take this last point of liquidity, and then above here now they might give us our pattern. That's the nature of it, right? They've just got, you know how many people probably just put their stop losses right here? Like, the amount of money that they just collected off of that alone was probably insane. Like, if you knew how much money they just collected, I mean, it would be insane. Just off of this simple print alone, getting people to put their stops there. It's crazy when you start to see it this way. You almost watch it just gathering liquidity, it's building up, preparing for a trade, and then eventually it will give us the trade if the pattern prints, and then we'll take it. But you can see how it prepares for the trade, right? It needs money. If we're gonna go down, we need liquidity, and right, so they got some more there, they got some more, they get as much as they possibly can before they make a move. And just when everyone starts to think, oh, we're going to be, you know, bullish now, they start putting their stop losses this way. Then they take them right out too. It's a messed up game. Honestly, it has your head spinning for 3.5 years until you figure it out. But I know it's going to be worth figuring it out and still going and not giving up. Because you have no idea, like, once you understand what's possible in trading, it's like you can't really like unsee it. You can't go back and like if you ever give up on trading because you took, you know, a big loss, there is such a larger loss in potential through quitting. So every time I would like want to give up because, you know, I'd lose like $1,000 in one day when I would have like 4,000 in the account and I would want to quit, but I knew that like $1,000 loss, like when I'm making it in trading, it's not going to be anything. It's all going to, you know, have been worth it. So there's a bigger loss in giving up than there is in quitting because of a loss, if that makes sense. The low, right now these are equal lows, so price is continuing lower. Yeah, technically it's just still going lower like this. This is our candles right now. Still in an uptrend, still in an uptrend. Still very much so in an uptrend. We swept all of our drawn on liquidity though at this point, so we're just gonna wait for a reversal. This is still what we're looking like because those lows were equal. Looks like it's going to give the classic ICT silver bullet today. Good silver bullet coming out at 10 a.m. Candles are continuing lower. No, if it closes right now, our false break would be right here. So if right now if something like this happens, you know, like let's say it goes like this, then our false break would technically be here. But right now we're just considering only this immediate range, right? Which if we look at it from this perspective, this is what we see, right? We're in this range right now. And the candles are just continuing lower and lower right now. So we're just drawing on lower and lower, and then it hasn't given us technically a pullback candle yet because it's creating lower lows, candle after candle. Yeah, so this these two candles, the 953 and 54, are the same low for me. So I'm just I continue. I don't swap when it's the same, when it's equal. Only if it's higher will I swap. So these two candles on my chart, I trade off. I can't stand Forex.com anymore, but I still love their charts. I'm trading with IG now, but for my cash account, but I still will only trade their charts because look at on IG. You see their candles? They're gapping like that, like absolutely nuts. So this could be a pullback candle, right? And then we would line up a false break underneath here if price broke here. If this candle closes higher, because you'll see right here we'll switch, and then that will make, we'll switch, and now that's an official low right here. So if this gets broken through, that's a false break. But if you look and why we're not even considering going short yet, it's because look at this price action, just simply in an uptrend. Now if it comes higher and takes stops again and then gives it the pattern, I mean, we have even more reason to believe it's going to play out the way we want it to. Which, yeah, I mean, it kind of just looks like it just, yeah, it definitely took stops again. I mean, people probably had their stops above here or above there, and now they're getting taken again. This is how we watch. We watch the market set up for a trade. We just watch them set up for a trade. They're gathering right now. They're just gathering. It's 10 a.m. We'll go here really quick and draw on. Our 15-minute range candles are just going higher at this point. That's what we're looking at. We can get rid of all this. Because we're only really concerned about what's happening right now, which is right here. So yeah, I mean, we've seen a massive push up, gathering all of that buy side liquidity. The market has everything it needs now to take a short position. Everything it needs except this final 1 minute confirmation. But it's gathered so much liquidity at this point. You see all these green lines, that's all buy side liquidity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then now on the 1 minute, gathering all these stop losses right here. Price pushed a little bit higher. Now we're starting to see some more volume kick in. Now we're starting to see some volume kick in. Candle's gone lower now. It's continuing lower. If you guys are watching on the X stream, follow me on X. That way you guys can stay tuned for the coming up streams and all of that. I'm going to stream Monday through Friday on both X and YouTube. And if you guys are watching on either platform, just subscribe or follow. That way we can keep growing the live trading room. Price is continuing to break lower, guys. I want to get in the trade so I can go to the bathroom. Guys, it looks like our false break's happening. It's a first indication that we want to actually look for shorts. The first step of a two-step process. But to me, it's only going to count if it closes below. And even then, we're not ready for the trade yet. We have got the false break. It's officially there. Now we're going to wait to get a true break. False break's not enough though. This is what we've been waiting for. For an hour and a half. We've been waiting for that one false break. Candles are still going lower, guys. We do ideally want a pullback right now, and we don't want price to continue lower until we get a nice pullback. We don't want like price to just take off south right now. We want a pullback candle, that way we have another low. And then once we establish this low, if this candle stays pulled back and not a lower low, now we have an area to enter off of. Which it looks like we're gonna get that. All right, that low is an official low for us. If price wants to give us a true break now, we're gonna be short. Be short about $700,000. 7 lots though on the prop account, so technically 700,000. You guys ever think about that? The lot size you're trading is actually every one lot you're trading $100,000. It's kind of crazy. So like on the cash account, we're gonna be shorting $262,000. Technically, like that's what the value of 2.62 lots is. All right, we're gonna be ready. Doesn't look like that candle gave it to us, but this is why we wait. This is why we wait. This is why we wait. We want the true break before we even think about doing anything. I'm getting ready. I've got both my charts ready. My cash account right here, match trader on the other side. We're logged into everything. I don't know if you guys were ever there for that one stream where I tried to place a trade and I wasn't logged into TradingView. I almost missed the whole thing. That wasn't recently though. Alright, we're getting the true break. It needs to close below though for us to even care. So we're about to enter on this candle close if it closes below for a short position. Alright, I'm short. I'm short on both sides, on both accounts. They have officially showed us their hand, and we are short. Alright, stop loss and take profit are there on the cash account. I'm going to put my trade here on the prop account. What price do we get in? 0576. Where are we at right now? Okay. This is our entry on the prop account. Honestly, that's a perfect stop loss right above that high. Usually it's been way higher. Alright, I'm putting the stop loss over on the prop account. Save. Let's get the take profit as well. We're risking 2% to make 2%.